All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a no BS, straight to the point video. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking or anything else on here. What we have here is a 670 CFM Holley Street Avenger carburetor. This is a electric choke with vacuum secondaries. This does have the forward kickdown lever on it already, which is great. We have this cheap, whatever, air filter cleaner thing. I've already got some hoses lined up because this has a dual feed, one on this end, one on this end. We've got a new glass fuel filter. We've got some gaskets. What else we got here? We got all kinds of parts here that I may never even get around to putting on this thing. I'll probably end up just selling it. Let's see. Aside from that, we are going to pull this old carburetor off. I think there are a couple pieces that I am missing that I just ordered today for the forward kickdown cable, and this is necessary for the transmission to automatically kick down a gear, basically passing gear. So that may not work. Then again, maybe it will. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to take off a lot of these. There's a bunch of vacuum hoses, vacuum lines everywhere that are just ridiculous. We're going to clean it up, get rid of a bunch of that stuff. The reason I'm replacing this carburetor is because the vacuum secondaries do not work, which means this thing is running on less than half of a carburetor. That's horrible. We got a big old 460 cubic inch V8 engine that's basically running on two small barrels. So that's not going to work for me, and although I am thinking about getting rid of this truck in the near future, I still want to see what it's like with that new carburetor. I did buy the new front suspension for it. All new front suspension is sitting right there. We've got this carburetor bracket or adapter right here, spacer. It's a, I believe it's a 1-inch spacer. I don't know. Yeah, 1-inch spacer. It does fit square bore and spread bore carburetors. It's got the, basically it's got everything. This may work, this may not. I've also got an EGR delete plate. Also, for those of you that haven't seen it, yeah, straight to the point, right? We've got the new rims, the new tires, and yeah, it actually drives really, really damn good. Love it. I think they look wonderful. They fit perfect, and it drives it drives great. Really does. I think it's looking a whole lot better. Don't mind the little Prius over here. Wednesday it goes in for a major detail to try to get all this crap. I don't know if you can see it, this tree sap. I found out what it is. It's tree sap, and the car is it's littered with it. I mean, just everywhere, tree sap all over the place. I got a feeling the detail shop is going to charge a small fortune to get all of this. I mean, it's bad. It's real bad, and I've already tried hitting it with steam, and it did almost nothing. You can see a couple spots I was able to get cleaned up a little, but not really. So enough of that. Moving on. All right, so pretty simple, right? 4 bolts, one here, one kind of buried over there, one there, and a few vacuum lines, PCV line, EGR, which, God, I'm really hoping to delete this with that new throttle plate that I got, that spacer. I don't know if we can do it, though, because we have this giant port right here, and I don't think that plate, that spacer, is going to cover it up. So we may be stuck with the EGR, although I did buy an EGR block off to put right there. So here's the carburetor. Here's the old one. It is Holley. Some people thought, oh, that's aftermarket. Nope, this is factory. This is, if you look right here, you can even see where it says Motorcraft. Maybe. That does say Motorcraft. This is a Holley built for Ford. And here's that damned EGR system we've got here. Don't worry, it's leaking a little gas. That's normal. I got a rag under it. This carburetor is nasty down here. Look at this. Just gunked up, dirty. Definitely time to replace it. This piece down here for the for adjusting the jets, that's broken off. So I feel good about replacing this carburetor. Even if I do end up just selling this in the near future, I think it was definitely time to replace this thing anyway. So let's move on. All right, so I've made every attempt that I can to remove this damn EGR plate, and it's just not working. And that's unfortunate. I really wanted to get rid of it, but my last resort was I had purchased this little EGR valve delete kit off of eBay that said it was for this truck. So since I couldn't find a way to get rid of that plate altogether, at least not yet, without replacing the whole intake, I figured I'd just throw this on and be done with it. Unfortunately, they sent me a part that doesn't fit. So we're stuck with the EGR plate. It's not a huge deal. I just wanted it out of the way. So I guess what we're going to do now is simply drop the carburetor on. I'll have to plug this vacuum port down here, which is no biggie. Yeah, so let's get the carburetor on. And also I found out the carburetor is missing the adapter. Let's see if I can show you guys here. There's a little ball right here that the throttle linkage goes onto, and this one does not have it. You can see that I believe it goes here. I think it goes here. Maybe it goes down here. Hell, I don't know. I need to read the instructions, but this does not unbolt. This does not come out. This is supposed to have all kinds of different adapters for different vehicles. I got this one for a Ford with the Ford kickdown linkage. It should have had one. Doesn't have one. Don't know why. So, you know, it's frustrating, but it is what it is. I'll go to AutoZone, see if they've got one. For now, let's just get the carburetor on. Let's hope the damn thing can at least start and run. I mean, I would be happy just being able to hear it run. That would be great. So let's finish bolting this on. So I saved you guys some time, and I went ahead and hooked all the little stuff up because, quite honestly, it's boring. We still don't have the throttle hooked up. We still don't have the kickdown cable hooked up. We do have the electric choke hooked up. We've got the fuel lines hooked up. The carburetor is bolted down. I've pretty much just plugged every single vacuum line, including the distributor advance. I'm not hooking any of that up right now. I will get to that later. Right now the goal is just crank it over, try to pump some fuel through it. Then I'll have to come out here and manually hit the accelerator. And then, you know, if it fires up and runs well, we'll go to AutoZone and I'll try to grab the little bits and pieces I need to finish bolting it together. So enjoy, and let's hope we don't blow this thing up. Okay, so we need to figure out why we're running so high. It definitely sounds like we got a vacuum leak, although we shouldn't. I'm certain that I plugged everything but we'll give it another look and try it again. At least it runs. I mean, that's a good sign. It just runs a little on the fast side. Alright, so this is disappointing. It's the following day now, and we've got it running. Needed to replace a couple gaskets. There's a couple little hardware pieces that we're missing. I still don't have those hardware pieces, but I've got it good enough to where we can fire it up. The problem is it runs just... it runs like dog crap. I mean, it don't get me wrong, you can hit the accelerator pedal. I mean, she's smooth, but she was smooth before. The problem is when you're sitting at an idle, it's just so rough. And you know, I've tried adjusting the idle speed screw, and there's no middle ground for this. It's either revving too high or it's revving too low and just shaking and acting all kinds of crazy. So unfortunately, we're going to fire it up for you so you can see that it runs. I've got the accelerator pedal rigged up, so you know, I don't know if I can rev it too many times before it just falls off, but I think we're just going to go back to the old carburetor because quite honestly, the old one ran so much better than this one. That sucks because this is a $300 carburetor that I have absolutely no use for at this point, but I'm sick of fighting with it, so we're going to put the old carb back on. But before we do, I'll let you guys hear it run. Alright, so we're back. We took off the Holley Street Avenger, as you can see right here, and I can't explain it. I guess I'm just not a carburetor guy. We've got the original Holley for Motorcraft carburetor back on it, and she starts up, idles, runs just absolutely perfectly. Absolutely perfect. So I'm going to sit this down, and we're going to start it up so you guys can hear her run. Alright, so I can't explain it. I don't understand it. The Street Avenger carburetor is supposed to be like one of the best out-of-the-box carburetors, ready to go. Like just a direct, take it out of the box, put it on your engine, and you should be ready to go. For some reason, that didn't happen with this carburetor. I changed nothing other than swapping the carburetors. I deleted all the emissions crap that was on. It's all pulled off with the exception of the EGR valve. EGR valve does work. It is hooked up to a time vacuum, as is the vacuum advance on the distributor. I changed absolutely nothing other than the carburetors. And on the factory carburetor, nice, smooth idle, even with the air conditioning on, constantly smooth. You put the Holley back on it, and I've done this. I've switched these out multiple times. You put this Holley Street Avenger on it, and the idle just goes to absolute crap. It's either idling too low, trying to die, or you adjust the screw and it's idling too high. There's no middle ground. I don't know why. I do know this. I'm fed up with it. So the Holley that's on it now, the Motorcraft / Holley, that's going to stay on because that thing runs absolutely perfect, which begs the question, why was I trying to swap out the carburetor anyway? Well, I really just wanted a nice shiny new one, and I was certain that the secondaries were not firing on this carburetor. So I stuck on this new Holley, which I know the secondaries worked on because I watched them work when the vacuum kicked in. You could see the little lever throttle plate throttle lever for the secondaries open up. So apparently this one, when the secondaries open, you don't really hear it so much, like on an old Quadra junk. When those back two barrels open, man, is like, whoa, whoa, but you could hear it. On this one, not so much. They do work on this one, and I'm assuming they work on that one because I heard nothing different. There was no difference in the sound at all, except this one just seems to run better on the old carburetor. Now, I did clean the old carburetor up, got a lot of carb cleaner out, got my wire brush out, really scrubbed it, cleaned it as best I could, put it back together. It's going to stay that way. As far as this truck goes, guys, it is hot out here. I can't even explain it. We're approaching 100 degrees, like 96, 98 degrees so far, and it's humid, and there's just no wind, no air, and I'm sweating like a freaking pig right now. I've been out here working on this truck for 2 days, and right now I'm so fed up, just tired, hot, sore, sweaty, really starting to miss fuel injection, and there is a Copart auction tomorrow. So maybe we'll figure something out tomorrow. But I'm about done with this truck for a while. I do want to take it out for a test drive, see how it drives and all that, but I may be done. Maybe we're finished with some old stuff for a while unless I find something just absolutely really cool and just to die for. I don't know. If you like this content, and I hope you do because it's been a real pain in the ass, give this video a thumbs up. Thought this content sucked, give it a thumbs down. Comment below. Tell me what you think. We'll do another poll at some point. You think I should keep the F250? You think I should sell it? Because truthfully, I've only towed one car in the history of doing this. I've towed one car, and it could have driven. I didn't need to tow it. My trailer is just sitting out in the elements, basically rotting away. I've got a truck here that, although I do love driving it, now that I've got the Prius, I kind of love driving the Prius until I get bored with it and find something else. I'm kind of like that with cars. I'm a player when it comes to cars. I get a new one, have fun with it, and then it gets boring and I get rid of it. So what do you think? I mean, I don't think I really need a trailer, and I don't think I really need a pickup truck, although I do like having one. What are your suggestions? What do you think I should do? Comment below. I'll take those into consideration, just like I did on the Chevy C20. This is still a great truck, and it's still a lot of fun. I'm going to go take it out for a drive right now, but like the video, comment, tell me what you think. I will catch you guys very soon in the next one. I know it's been a few days since I've done a video. Like I said, exceptionally busy with this beast right here. And with the auction coming up tomorrow, hopefully we win something. A lot going on. So stay safe, everybody. I know I already said that. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm ready to get out of here. I will catch you very soon in the next video.